Michael Jeffrey Jordan was born on February 17, 1963 in Brooklyn, New York, one of James and Dolores Jordan's 5 children. His family moved to Wilmington, North Carolina when Michael was very young. Michael was very competitive with his brothers, Larry and James, when he was young. His father taught him to work hard and not to be tempted by street life. Michael attended Ensley A. Laney High School in Wilmington, North Carolina, as a teenager and was a very good player. As a senior in high school, he was selected to the McDonald's All-American team to play with other great basketball players his age. After high school, he accepted a basketball scholarship to the University of North Carolina, where he played under head coach Dean Smith. Michael spent 3 seasons at the University of North Carolina and achieved many accolades along the way. He was named ACC Freshman of the Year. He was selected by consensus to the NCAA All-American First Team in both his sophomore year and his junior year. He won the Naismith and Wooden College Play of the Year, and he also made the game-winning shot for the national championship in 1982. This was very special for Jordan because this was one of the first moments he showed what he will become in the future.
They've got to look to get it in there. You can't with a shot blocker like Ewing take so much time.
Doherty to Black. The time, 18. Shot, Jordan, Michael Jordan.
14 seconds.
Brown.
Look for Sleepy Floyd.
Oh, he threw it to the wrong man. He threw it to Worthy.
It's over. It's over.
He's fouled.
Created this turnover, and Michael takes it in for a dunk, and he should be thanking Sam right there. I watched Michael Jordan steal here on Petway. He sees him comes over, just takes it away, now puts it in afterburner, and goes in for the dunk. Neal misses. Brad gets a nice fast break. Michael wisely, stops, and then he goes. Beautiful dunk.
Certainly was. Carolina ahead by 10 over a much improved Tech team.
I think, again, back with Clemson, we just saw, look at that alley-oop from Steve Hale to Michael Jordan. It's just like keep away. We kept chasing him, and look at Michael stay at it here. Gets a pretty dunk. I think Michael had an excellent game overall. You get over like this, watch Steve Hale. Hustle, get it the ball to Michael Jordan for a dunk. Breakaway layups. Here's a fantastic dunk. I love that one. But Brad Doherty started that by jumping out of bounds fast against the press. Matt's penetrating well, but can you believe how open Michael is there against the zone? Michael Jordan being alone from 10 feet, I like that situation. Watch his steal here. On a good switch, here comes a pretty fancy dunk. I don't know
Coach, I was going to say that play will get you tied.
But Kenny Smith gets around, and Michael comes in, offensive rebound, 2 points.
That pulled LSU within 2, would be as close as they would get the rest of the way.
Watch Michael Jordan get to the offensive board after Matt said later, he said, I just got to throw it up and hope Michael would get it. And he surely did. Matt, then we're lucky there to get that, but then Michael got free. They just chose not to let Perkins or Jordan get anything easy. Steve Hale makes a great play here to Michael Jordan. 3-point play. Here we are in 4 corners. Michael makes a great pass to Brad Doherty out of 4 corners, and 3-point play, which is extremely important at that time. This is a fun play out of 4 corners. Watch Michael go up.
He was just spectacular during the stretch. We asked later just how he responded.
I don't do anything out of the ordinary, and I don't do anything spectacular. I just want to do something basic that I do in practice.
We got 2 quick baskets from Sam Perkins, and now that drive, a beautiful drive by Michael Jordan. Back door, and then hits Michael inside, and Michael makes an easy jump shot, easy for him.
This next shot is particularly easy for him.
We really have it wrapped up, but they're pressing. Kenny Smith pitches it ahead to Michael Jordan, and watch out.
That runs it out to 15, Coach. The eventual final is 78-66.
Michael's drafted 3rd overall in the 1984 draft. by the Chicago Bulls. The players drafted ahead of him were Hakeem Olajuwon by the Houston Rockets, one of the best centers and players of all time, and another person selected ahead of him was Sam Bowie by the Portland Trailblazers, one of the biggest busts of all time. Jordan's 1984 draft class, considered one of the best of all time, and is arguably the best draft class ever.
The Chicago Bulls pick Michael Jordan of the University of North Carolina. The next pick goes to the Dallas Mavericks.
So Michael Jordan, who right now is in Bloomington getting ready for the upcoming Olympics, and this man is a can't miss at whether a guard spot or the forward at 6'6", 195 pounds, comes out after his junior season from North Carolina.
And he makes them when they count. He can do it in traffic. He can do it under tremendous control. He's a great, great creator. In the mold of a Dr. J. Not as big, but he's in that class, and I think he's going to make a great, great player. He's what you call the people's player. People love to see this young man perform, and he's going to help my boy Kevin Lockyer an awful lot out there.
And there's no question that Michael Jordan will step right in. He is star material, a great shooter, superb athletic ability. There are many teams who are trying to pry away that third pick and Michael Jordan from Chicago, but Jordan now joins Watley, Wiggins, and Daly in Chicago.
In Michael's rookie season, he won the Rookie of the Year, averaging 28 points per game. He led the Bulls to the playoffs for the first time in 4 years and led them to a 38-44 regular season record. Michael was already becoming an up-and-coming star and was starting to get noticed by the league. Jordan was still a shy kid and not completely used to all the publicity of being an NBA star.
First award honors the new kid on the block, the NBA Rookie of the Year. This season saw a number of brilliant rookies enter the NBA. But one player in particular captured the imagination and attention of fans throughout the country. His high-flying acrobatics and infectious enthusiasm helped lead his team into the playoffs for the first time in 4 years, and was one of the major reasons that nearly doubled the Chicago Bulls' attendance. And from the Chicago Bulls, Michael Jordan.
On behalf of Miller Brewing Association, I'm very happy to receive the award, although, Keem and other rookies in the league just the same won the award as I have. I think my year was very, very experimental for me. I'm very happy that I achieved so much, and hopefully next year will be more promising. If not, then maybe I'll retire after 2 years. Thanks a lot, very much.
Michael Jordan plays exciting high-flying forward in the great NBA tradition of Elgin Baylor and Julius Erving.
That's one of the few guys that I would pay to watch play because he is so talented and so much fun to watch. And if they can get a couple more just good players with him, they'll be championship contenders.
From our New York studios, Playoff Central, this is At the Half. Now, I know it happened once, probably more than once, but earlier in the season, a player came back into a huddle while playing Chicago and said to his coach, "Is Michael Jordan from this planet?" Well, the answer is yes, we think. But just to make sure, we sent Tommy Heinsohn to Chicago to double-check on just what makes Air Jordan fly.
Jordan, look at the floor, let's watch.
You know, this kid's got it, and it's great for the league and great for him.
2 seconds. Here's Jordan. He'll fire a three-pointer. Got it! He put it in!
He leaves you with something to go home and talk about.
Body's going flying. What a move! Jordan!
The kid is just amazing, and I've never seen nobody like him.
At this high school gym in Chicago, the Bulls are getting ready for their first playoff game in 4 years. They can thank Michael Jordan for that. Talk about big shoulders. He's led the club in scoring, rebounding, assists, and steals. About the only thing he hasn't done here in Chicago is stop the wind from blowing. But don't bet on it.
I thought it was going to be a flop from day one because everyone was expecting so much. And I knew that I was going to try to go out and live up to the expectations.
He didn't disappoint the fans or himself. He came into the league with an even greater combination of fundamental skills and physical talent than Larry Bird and Magic Johnson possessed as rookies 5 years ago. But Michael Jordan still thinks there are lessons for him to learn.
A lot of people felt I had a great season, and which I did, I felt, but I made a lot of mistakes as a rookie. You know, I guess I was leading team in turnovers, and in that sense, I don't want to do that. I don't want to lead in nothing bad, and that's where I want to improve.
Improve? In my day, only Elgin Baylor and then Dr. J operated at this altitude. Today, Air Jordan has logged so many miles, the airline should give him his own frequent flyer program.
When you see that you have the opportunity to go up and dunk the ball, and when you do fly, I mean, you really feel light, and you really feel like you're in control. And you can do anything that you want to while you're in the air.
One of our main plays for Michael Jordan is for Wally.
But there's no set pattern for Jordan's talent. He operates instinctively, with a bloodhound's nose for the basket and the competitive heart of a thoroughbred.
I think everyone's competitive to a certain extent. I just think I'm competitive to the fullest extent.
Down deep, Michael, do you feel you've reached the superstar level yet?
Not in my eyes. You know, people around me, I guess, consider me as a superstar, but I don't consider myself a superstar. I think it's very important for me to consider myself as a person and work my way up to that status.
Great defensive effort by
In Chicago, I'm Tom Heinsohn for CBS Sports.
In Jordan's second season, the 1986 to 1987 NBA season, Jordan averaged 37 points per game. He only played 18 games due to a foot injury. This was Michael's first real injury, and it just drove him to work harder and did not take away from his athleticism at all. His Bulls still made the playoffs, but were not near as strong without Michael at full health. In Michael's third NBA season, the 1987 to 1988 season, Jordan won his first MVP award and achieved career highs in almost all categories. His Bulls would make it to the Eastern Finals Championship, but lose to the Bad Boy Pistons. Jordan would also participate and win in his first slam dunk contest.
Ron Harper, great player for Cleveland. There's Harper again on the move, throws it up under his arm. Goes up for the catch while he's in the air, and the two hands over the head as he passes by the basket. You see, that's a little bit more on the high level of creativity, because throwing the ball up like that off the glass requires a great deal more timing. The old Phi Slamma Jamma really does a nice job here. Here comes a local favorite now, Terrence Stansberry. This is the Statue of Liberty 360, I think. Oh, my! There you see the 360, beautiful control for Stansberry, 49.
Oh, just like his commercials.
Well, he goes with a little tough job. I thought he might go with the one hand, and then he switched it back to two to throw it through with authority.
I give him a 10 on that one. I thought that was a beautiful dunk. Like that. Jerome Kersey looks strong.
Man, look how high his head right up near the rim. Throws it through. Looks like Jordan right now and Kersey have the advantage. Drexler, a little single reverse. I wish I could do it, but just going to jump underneath the basket, come back out, and throw it through with the right hand.
You like that one? Oh, that was great.
Here we go again. Michael Jordan going down the runway, getting ready for takeoff. Takes off right, you see, at the bottom of the circle. Up in the air now. To see the little move, the double clutch. Back up as he floats by. There he is from the slant jam camera.
Stansberry going to be tough to beat that one. This is the man that has finished third the last 2 years in a row.
I'm sure his team is happy he's not in.
Kersey comes in, it comes off the glass, the big catch, and reaches through with authority from behind. A 50 for Kersey. Hello. Now he floats, he glides, and he throws it through with power as he passes by.
Oh. Going to be hard to beat, Terrence Stansberry.
Here he goes, flips it up in the air, comes up, takes it down on the double clutch, and throws it back up. He's going back. That frame may well be in. The people are excited. They like this.
I can hear his engines revving now.
That's got to be a 50 by. He took off just a little inside that free throw line, one hand and double clutching Michael, taking off. The patented tongue comes out. As he comes up, again, the little pump move and then the spin, but you can see how high he gets and the power that he throws the ball through with. Oh, I love it. He went straight to the basket just like he was floating on air. There he goes. He goes in straight, goes up in the air. Now he's sideways. Look at the air. Look at the hang time. Look at the flying motion.
Look at his head above the rim.
Kersey straight at the basket, using that great jumping ability and strength that he has. Goes up in the air, little windmill, takes it around and throws it through.
It's almost impossible for Michael Jordan to lose. He gets a 50 on his third dunk.
There he goes on the takeoff. He goes sideways. Now the lean-in move. You see how he looks like Superman flying
For 3 consecutive seasons from 1987 to 1990,
Jordan is our winner with 146
Jordan's
points.
Bulls lost to the Pistons in the Eastern Conference Finals. Jordan had very good seasons each year, but could not get past the tough defense of the Detroit Pistons.
Harper, great turnaround move by Michael. He has 20 doing so that opened up the ball movement. Michael Jordan comes back with 2. Jordan finds an opening. Banks it in, and Michael Jordan with 33 for Price. Jordan now with 38. And then went back and stay with him. Jordan down the middle, lays it in the basket, good, and a foul. So Michael Jordan breaks the top. Blitz 3 people here and goes right to the glass. And it's interesting, it straightens out your defense, and it does not allow you the half court being able not to play the guy out of bounds and possibly force a turnover. They have plenty of time to get it inbounds and get it up the floor. Chicago has a 20-second timeout and a regular timeout.
Pippen brings it across, defended by Harper. 11 seconds to go.
In the middle of the floor.
Jordan has it. And Jordan puts up a jumper and hits with 6 seconds to go. Jordan hits the basket. And now has
Darty.
Hilo will inbound. He gets it into Nance, gets the ball back, drives to the hoop, and lays it in with 3 seconds to go. Sellers has Jordan. Jordan with 2 seconds to go, puts it up and scores at the buzzer. Michael Jordan has won it for Chicago. Michael Jordan hit the basket at the buzzer. And the disconsolate Lenny Wilkins leaves the floor, and for the second time today, the visiting team has won the deciding game in an opening round series, and the Chicago Bulls will move on to play the New York Knicks.
But I didn't have to take a free throw on the last shot. It was a shot. I felt comfortable. We came in, we stuck tough, we hung right in there, gave ourselves a chance to win.
Jordan won his second MVP in the 1990 to 1991 season and won the championship in 4 games against Magic Johnson and the 80s powerhouse, the Showtime Lakers. This was Jordan's first championship, and it meant a lot to him as all his hard work has finally shown evident. Jordan proved that he could beat Magic and take over the NBA, and he proved that he was going to be the new face of the NBA. Jordan won his third MVP in the 1991 to 1992 season and won the championship in 6 games against Magic and the Lakers once again. Jordan did not win the MVP in the 1992 to 1993 season, but his Bulls won the championship once again for the three-peat in 6 games against Clyde Drexler and the Portland Trail Blazers. This is very significant in history because this is one of the first three-peats that has ever happened in NBA history.
For the Chicago Bulls, this is their first ever appearance in the finals of the Los Angeles Lakers. It is their 9th trip to the championship round in the last 12 years.
This is all I've been working up for, is an opportunity to play against what everybody considered to be the best. It was Magic Johnson. His team, the mighty, mighty Lakers at the time, were one of the powerhouses in the 80s. And now we're starting in the 90s. So if you're going to make a statement, you make a statement against the best.
That statement came in game 2.
Oh, a spectacular move by Michael Jordan.
He goes wherever he wants to on the basketball floor. That's how good he is.
It became known fittingly as the move, but MJ remembers it for a different reason.
When I did that, Byron Scott said we were showboating at the end of the game. That, we were winning and then, we showboating, and I never looked at it that way, but he did, and we never thought we could lose after that.
And the Chicago Bulls have won their first ever NBA championship.
When you finally won the championship, the emotional images of you cradling the trophy while sitting with your dad were just an unforgettable image. Can you describe or talk about what you were feeling at that particular time?
Yeah, it's hard to describe, even though, you have so much time, like 20-some years to reflect on it. And the thing is that it was like everything that I worked for has got me to this point. My father understood that. He's seen the pain, he's seen the levels of effort that we put into this. And now we're at the top. We're at the top in the NBA. And now everybody's, well, they were lucky. They were lucky the first time. Now do it again. Maybe they wasn't lucky. Do it again. But this team is not bad, And the mentality of your leader, starting with Phil, getting to me, getting to Scotty, and then to the rest of the team was, okay, let's find a way to stay up top. That means we got to go this extra mile. We got to go a little harder. We got to go a little longer. You got to.
After the 1993 season, Michael suddenly retired. This was unexpected after a championship and a three-peat. Jordan credited this to a loss of desire to play the game and was very affected by the loss of his father. Jordan then surprised the world by signing a minor league contract with the Chicago White Sox. Jordan played in the minors but could never make it to the big leagues in baseball.
I'm going to miss the game. I'm going to miss the opportunities of winning extra championships and spending more time with teammates for 8 months and going on trips or whatever, and some of the things that men do in basketball. I'm going to miss it. I just feel that at this particular time in my career, I've reached the pinnacle of my career. I've achieved a lot in that short amount of time, if you want to call it short. But I just feel that I don't have anything else for myself to prove.
In the 1994 to 95 season, Jordan returned to the NBA. Jordan returned mid-season and led the Bulls to the playoffs, but lost to the Orlando Magic. The next season, the 1995 to 96 season, the Bulls finished with the then-best record of all time, 72-10. The Bulls achieved this with a Jordan that was ready to play and a new rebound specialist, Dennis Rodman. The Bulls dominated the playoffs and beat the Seattle Supersonics in 6 games in the finals. The next season, the Bulls finished with a 69-13 season record and performed very well. They met Stockton Malone and the Utah Jazz in the finals. This was a series where the infamous flu game happened. The Bulls ended up winning the series in 6 games. In the next season, the 1997 and 98 season, Jordan Bulls went 62-20. In the playoffs, they matched up again against the Jazz in the finals. Michael again led his team to victory in 6 games, completing Jordan's second three-peat and giving him 6 rings in total. After the 1999 season, Jordan retired for the second time. Jordan retired due to his teammates Scottie Pippen and Dennis Rodman leaving the team. Jordan came back to the NBA for a third time in 2001 to play for the Washington Wizards. Michael was not the same player that he was before the retirement, but he still was a decent player, but his Wizards did not make the playoffs. Jordan played until the 2002-2003 season with the Wizards, and then retired after that season.